Okay, Jordan, first of all, your impressions of the first full Major League camp, being in the clubhouse, working alongside guys who've been in the Major Leagues.
First impression's pretty sweet. Get to see how guys work, how they go about their business, and you can take small things away from what they do and try to implement it into your game and see if it benefits you.
You came from a really good college program at Tennessee, and a lot of people have talked about just how prepared you were going into pro ball. Do you feel like much of that is translated, or has it been a completely different experience?
No, I think a lot of it's translated. I think college sets you up really nice for coming in and being experienced with just living on your own and being able to handle money and things like that. But I also think Tennessee baseball does a really good job preparing us for this. A lot of those guys have played pro ball before, and I think that they kind of instilled it into us that what it's going to be like, and that's kind of how we took it.
I can't ask about Tennessee baseball without asking about Todd Helton.
Mm-hmm.
Have you spent any time with him, either in college or even in the minor leagues, and what are your impressions of the new Hall of Famer?
Definitely. I mean, he comes around quite often. I think the first time I had officially met him was it was either during COVID season or the year after COVID season. And I mean, he comes in and gives great advice. Clearly, he was a great player, and you got to take away as many things as you can from him. He's got so many stories to tell, and you just got to ask, and you shall receive.
Well, since going into pro ball, I know he's been working in the minor league system. Have you had much of a chance to get even more advanced stuff from him?
Honestly, he's a guy he liked to keep baseball simple. At the end of the day, he just competed and he wanted to be better than you. And I think if you're going to take something away from him, it's that he wanted to edge on anybody and everybody he played, and that's how he went about his business. And some people can definitely turn that on. Some people, like him, he had the skill to go along with it. So I mean, you got to pick and choose and find what works for you.
Just from talking with some of the hitting coaches, you seem to come in with a plan prepared. I mean, how important was it for you not just to show up and show your ability, but to show that you can do your homework, you can look at things, you can set a plan and stick with it?
Yeah, I mean, I just think that that's how we're being taught these days. I think that people are giving us the right opportunities to show what we can do, but also I've been blessed with the right opportunities to be in locker rooms and be in places with other big leaguers and learn from them. So I think that's helped me a lot.
What has this camp been like getting into the games? Do you like sit kind of when you walk out there to face a pitcher, note, hey, this guy's been in the big leagues, this guy is this guy? Do you ever think about those things when you look at the name on the back of the jersey, I guess, that you face them?
For me, I think if I was ever to do that, it would be hitters. I mean, I grew up watching some hitters and stuff, but pitchers, at the end of the day, that's who I'm competing against. That's who I'm trying to beat. So, I mean, the ball's going to come into the zone, and he's got to come into my territory either way. So I think that you kind of throw that out the window once you step into the box.
And I think we've talked earlier in your career about professional baseball and how it suits you. You don't have to go to a class and divide your attention. What has it been like just living this baseball life that you dreamed of since you were little?
I mean, you just said it. It was a dream come true. I don't think I'd want to be doing anything else. I love the schedule. I love to come here and compete every day. And I like to grind. Baseball's a tough sport, and I like to come and show up every day and see what I got.
You know, at the levels of the minor leagues you've been at, you've shown some power, you've shown some hit ability, and you knew that coming in. What's next for you? What do you have to do next to feel like you're pushing that envelope forward?
I mean, I think to just keep growing every day, get a little bit better every day. I mean, I don't think there's any one thing in particular that's going to make it push that much farther forward. But I think that I'm just going to keep going about it the right way, doing my business, and then at the end of the day, we'll see where we're at.
Obviously, the ultimate goal is to get to Denver. Or do you think about that this year, or how do you compartmentalize that goal versus what you have to do every day?
I mean, the goal is to get there obviously as fast as possible, but I think that the pieces have to fall into place, and got to go about things, like I said, the right way, and then kind of just let it happen. I'm not gonna sit there and stress about it if it ain't something that's in the deck of cards. But I think that I would love for it to happen sooner.
And when you were drafted, one of the things that the Rockies talked about is that you play with confidence, you play with an edge, you play with an aggression. Can you kind of describe how you play? What your thought process is into going about how you carry yourself in the batter's box and on the field?
I just think that I just grew up loving to compete. Video games, I've played multiple sports growing up, and I just think you learn different ways to compete. And baseball is, I actually think one of the toughest sports to compete in, because you have such a individual game that surrounds a team. So it's a little bit weird in that standard, but you got to find little battles to beat people in the baseball. So I think in the box you can definitely do that, and especially people on the mound, you can just find little small edges. And if it's cold outside, if it's hot outside, I mean, like, circumstances change. So there's a lot that you can really do.
Oh, and one more from me. You play all three outfield positions. Could play center field. I know you're a big, strong fellow. A lot of guys like that end up in corners. Where do you feel your best position is?
I really don't know. I don't necessarily think I have a best position. I think I play all of them well, and I think that's what my goal is to bring to the team. I want to be able to play any spot they put me in. So.
Great. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you, Jordan.